Okay, so the next fight I want to show you is against Hookbill. I switched back to the chitin medium shield extender Algos because I kind of want to use it and eventually lose it, although it doesn't bring me any closer to the air goals for the third week, but still. The fit is exactly the same as I showed you before, and I'm inside the plex, and Hookbill is landing into the plex. The initial engagement range is 16 kilometers. This is, I would say, about right, because you need to kind of balance the fact that you need to look engageable and safety from webs and scrums. If Hookbill is afterburner fit, which is very likely because most faction frigates in faction warfare are afterburners, and you just hang around like 20 plus kilometers away from the beacon, when the frigate will not engage you. He will simply warp out. And there is nothing you can do about it because your lock time is longer than the frigate align time. So you need to position yourself in a way to not to force, but to make engagement for a frigate kind of attractive. And 16-17 kilometers is about the right distance, because the frigate will think, well, I only need to cover like 3 kilometers to apply webs, and okay, I will actually engage. And once you point him, then you can move a bit further away. So in this case, I see that he is afterburner fit. He decided to engage, and my first cycle should have been heated, to be honest, because it got kind of sketchy. You can see that the range drops down to 13 kilometers for a few seconds. I'm not sure if he was late with heated webs or if he's just around in error. And my distance in terms of meters was actually further away when the heated web range. It kind of happens sometimes. So here I am safe, and generally from this position you cannot really lose a fight. Hookbill just cannot do anything other than shoot all of your drones. But there are still many interesting decisions to make. So here I noticed from his movement vector that he is not burning after me anymore. So I need to switch from aligning to orbiting to keep him inside the point range. And here I think I lose the point for like 3 seconds, but thankfully he wasn't pre-aligned. So it's a small mistake, but not a huge one. He shoots my drones. I generally do not really manage them here because you cannot really save your drones from the Hookbill. It just scrum, double web, and perfect application up to 15 kilometers just ensures that your drone is never gonna get back. And if it doesn't get back, then you don't need to recall them. Otherwise, you will lose both the drone and the damage that he could have produced while being engaged on the target. So I'm aware that I'm losing my drones, but I cannot do anything about it. So the next stage of a fight is that at some point you need to conserve your cap by turning off your micro warp drive. And to do that, you need to get a bit closer. You cannot just turn off your micro warp drive at like 20 kilometers because you won't save a ton of cap by that. You need to be like 15 kilometers, ideally following the movement vector of a Hookbill. so that he can't just turn around and scram web you. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm like fiddling with orbits and approach. Not really like confident micro, I would say, but it kind of worked. And at this stage, you need to think what's the feed for the hookbill. Like it's obvious that it's not, that it's an afterburner rocket hookbill, but what are his medium slots? It's clear that it's not medium shield extender, just from the damage that he took initially. So it's either medium ancillary shield booster or it's full control with only small ancillary rep, armor rep. And depending on what fit is it, it's either a draw or you're gonna win. If it's a medium shield extender, medium ancillary shield booster hookbill, then you cannot commit for a while, and most likely you will lose all of your drones, and it's a draw. And if it's a small ancillary rep hookbill with only control modules in medium slots, when you just need to count for the tank, for the number of remaining cycles with paste, and commit when he is almost out of paste. But before you are out of drones, otherwise it may be a bit of a problem. So at this stage I'm like, okay, this has gotta be just a full control hookbill with just an armor rep, because MASB hookbills just don't bleed into structure that hard. You can see he started to rep, so at this point you just count the cycles. So this is 1, and I think I turn off my micro warp drive here to save cap. I'm a bit below peak region, so it's fine. This is the second cycle. Yes, I turn off my, this is the third cycle, I turn off my micro warp drive to save cap. 12 kilometers, it's not ideal again, but the movement vector is kind of fine. I'm just right behind him, just following him. So it's can be a bit difficult for him to turn around and web me. Not ideal, again, not ideal micro, but it's acceptable. This is the fourth cycle of ancillary. This is the fifth cycle, and here I'm like, this is the sixth cycle, so he is down to only 2 cycles in his ancillary rep. And here I'm like, okay, he has like 2 cycles left in his armor rep. I'm almost out of stocks in terms of drones, so there is no way he will just tank me and kill me with only 2 cycles remaining in his armor rep. So I just commit using the remaining cap for 1 cycle. Yeah, you can see that I hit my micro warp drive and activated for 1 cycle to close the distance and start using my guns. This is basically the idea. Is once you are down to the final drone pack, you close the distance and then you compensate for the damage with your guns. And I think this is the penultimate or the final cycle of his ancillary rep. And if he switches into you, then he has to eat all the damage from your guns and from your drones. And if he switches into drones, then you just apply damage with guns perfectly. So in any case, he should lose. If he is, yeah, and this is the final cycle. This is the final cycle of his ancillary rep. And if he is ancillary rep fit, then he's just going to lose. He has no tank remaining at all. So here I'm pretty confident, but he is out of tank. He only has cycles without paste. You will see the next. Yeah, you can see this cycle is without paste, so he is out of tank. And here I'm pretty confident. Like, okay, yeah, he has me scrummed and webbed, but he has no tank, so he's not gonna last long. And here he shows that he actually has medium auxiliary shield booster. You can see it from the overview, and it means that I'm dead, unfortunately, because like my whole tactic was based on the assumption that it's not a MASB fit. But I gotta say, yeah, and he will just finish me off. You can see that my cup is down because I'm not really planned for the prolonged engagement in scrum range. The interesting thing is that he also has tracking disruptor, which is honestly makes a pretty terrible fit in most situations, because with only one web you can only run faction ammo against frigates, and your control will be just horrible. Usually you either use MASB and double web, or you use double web plus tracking disruptor. But in this specific situation, it actually was very suitable, and it kind of tricked me into thinking that he is a different fit, and this is why I lost. I'm not really sure what I could have done differently in terms of decision making. I guess I could have waited until he is like completely out of charges, and in this case he is either just starts bleeding into structure, or he has to reveal that he is actually medium auxiliary shield booster fit. Maybe I kind of jumped the gun by maybe like 20 seconds. I don't know, but it looked kind of logical in any case. So yeah, this is like a very, I think, instructive fight in terms of decision making that you should follow. So I hope you will find it useful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.